Good morning. Sorry for the technical difficulty, just a moment. I hope that you have a very good morning. My name is Danielle. I'm from Pilates and Rehabilitation. And today for our essential mat work class, all you're going to need is a small ball if you have one. If you don't have one, you can just use a pillow or a spacer. So while you get that ready, we're just going to do a few warm-ups. You can put the ball next to you for now. Okay, so we're going to start our workout with a few roll downs, standing about hip distance apart with your feet, and standing with our weight 2/3 forward towards the ball of the feet. So we're going to inhale, take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to nod the chin to the chest and roll down, vertebra by vertebra, all the way. And inhale at the bottom. As you inhale at the bottom, we're going to exhale to contract the glutes and pull up all the way. Just remove one. Thank you. Okay. So we're going to inhale at the top for the second one. Exhale to nod the chin to the chest and roll down. And while we're here at the bottom, we just take a few fascial bounces to hydrate the fascia. And bounce to the right hand side, all the way around to the left hand side, back to the middle. Inhale, and as you exhale, tuck the tailbone and pull up vertebra by vertebra, all the way to the top. We're now going to go and sit down on the mat or lie down. Our feet and knees are about hip distance apart. That means that there's about a fist width distance between the feet and the knees. So we're going to go and lie down on the mat, and we're just going to notice our natural breathing pattern. So I'm going to take this back to the essentials of start Pilates. So we're going to do our 5 basic principles, starting with breathing. And I just want you to inhale through the nose, feeling the ribcage expand out towards the sides, to the front and to the back. And we're going to exhale through slightly pursed lips. Now as you inhale, feel an expansion of the ribcage out to the sides, and then also feel an expansion down into the mat. So you can place your hands into the small of your back, and then feel the ribcage at the back expanding into your hands. So we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, you'll feel it relieving from your hands slightly. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. The idea is that we don't just fill our lungs here on the top, but that we get air down into the lower lobes of the lungs. Filling the lower lobes, which allows for optimum oxygenation of our blood to our muscles, which is exactly what we need, and to our brain. So take a nice deep breath in, exhale. Now you can place your hands on the sides of your ribcage. This is an even better proprioceptive tool in order to feel that expansion of the ribcage out on the sides. We call this posterior lateral breathing or 3-dimensional breathing. So inhale through the nose and exhale. As you feel the ribcage closing in and down. Inhale for the last breath and exhale. You can now place your hands on your hip bones. So we're palpating for these hip bones and then moving slightly inwards. So we're moving about an inch inwards towards our belly button side, and then I want you to do a throat clear or a cough. So if you feel that muscle underneath your fingers moving, that is our transverse abdominis muscle. It is a core set around our abdominals here at the bottom. It's what we refer to actually as our core. So the pelvic floor muscle and the transverse abdominis muscle work together to keep us in an optimal shock absorbing position, and also to protect our back and lower back. Inhale, and then as you exhale, I want you to draw up your pelvic floor. It's almost like you're holding urine. And then as you exhale, we're just going to release that slight contraction. But you can never actually fully release it. The transverse abdominis should always be softly engaged or because it's a stabilizer of our core. So we're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, I want you to feel that muscle contracting slightly underneath your fingertips. Last one, inhale. And as you exhale on this, we're going to do a chain reaction. So you're going to draw up your pelvic floor. So we're going to, as if you're holding urine, inhale. As you exhale, draw up the pelvic floor slightly. The transverse abdominis will slightly engage, and then the rest of the abdominis will come in on the last bit of that exhale. So we're going to breathe in. As you exhale, draw up the pelvic floor. TA, rectus abdominis, and the obliques. Inhale, and exhale. That chain reaction happens again. The next movement we're going to do is imprint and release. And this is where you're going to find that triangle shape. So between these two hip bones and your pubic bone, it forms a triangle. And this triangle, in order for your pelvis to be in a neutral position, should be about parallel to the floor. So we want to be in that parallel position to the floor in order to engage that neutral position. And we're going to have our arms by our sides, and all I want you to do is, on the exhale, draw your ribs towards your hips. Imagine you have two ice cream sticks or two cable ties attaching your ribs and your hips together, so this part. And as you draw your ribs towards your hips, the cable tie is shortening into an imprint position. And as you inhale, you're going to find that neutral again. So now all we're going to do is go from a imprint, from a neutral position towards an imprint. It's a very small movement. So if you feel like you're not doing much, it is actually very effective, and you are doing something. It's a very small movement. So we're going to inhale to move towards the neutral, exhale to draw the ribs towards the hips, resting the sacrum or the tailbone softly on the mat. We don't want to jam our lower back into the mat. Inhale to find neutral, and exhale to find imprint. Now we're going to go and do rocking the pelvis. So it's a little bit more of an obnoxious move. We're going to inhale to arch the lower back slightly. So we're doing an exaggerated movement. This is another way to find our neutral pelvis. So we're going to inhale to arch the lower back slightly, and then exhale to tuck the tailbone and roll it in. So inhale to rock it back, and exhale to rock it up. So now it's moving towards the femur, and now it's moving away from the femur. Hip bones are moving away from the femur, and it's moving towards the femur. Exhale, inhale, arch. And now we're going to go find that neutral position. It should feel like you can have a small break between your lower back and the mat, or a thumbnail, which is a little bit more of a harsh image to use. From here, we're just going to do a few hip rolls. So bring your feet towards your seat, and then we're just going to inhale, finding your neutral pelvis. As you exhale, draw the ribs towards the hips, roll through your imprint, tuck the tailbone, and curl up from your lower back all the way up to the shoulder blades. So at this point, you're pushing your arms down into the mat. Inhale to stay, expanding the size of the ribcage, and exhale to curl back down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, segment by segment, down all the way until the bum goes, and rest on the mat in that neutral position. Inhale, exhale, curl. Inhale, stay, and exhale, roll down, melt the spine into the mat, piece by piece, all the way down, and two more of these. Exhale to tuck the tailbone and curl up all the way. Beautiful. Inhale, stay, and exhale, roll down all the way. And last one, inhale. As you exhale, draw the ribs to the hips, roll through the imprint, curl up onto the shoulder blades. Inhale, and exhale to go down all the way. Perfect. Now we're going to go into our ribcage placement. So arms can come out just by your shoulder level, and then we're going to reach the arms back overhead. Now be aware of what your ribcage is doing. So as we inhale, you don't want to allow your ribs to pop out. So pull the ribcage softly down towards the hip side. So again, we're using that rib-hip connection of the obliques, and then we're going to bring the arms down. It's as simple as that. Inhale to reach the arms over, and exhale to lower down. Inhale to reach, and exhale to lower down. Our ribs are important because they connect with our thoracic spine, our upper back. And so when we inhale too, our back automatically goes in a bit of an arching position or an extension. And as we exhale, you automatically pull the ribs down towards the hips, so your upper back is going into a flexion position. So the upper back and the rib cage work together and lower down. Now we're going to lift the arms. We're moving to our shoulder blades. The shoulder blades lack a bony attachment, so there it's an extremely movable joint. So we want to mobilize it in every possible way, and it's attached to the rib cage by the serratus anterior. So when we do retraction and retraction, it helps for the stabilizer, which is our serratus anterior, to activate or to create that connection between the scapula and the rib cage. So now we're just going to reach the fingertips up towards the roof, inhale, to protract the shoulder blades, meaning that the shoulder blades are moving away from the midline of the body, and as you exhale, you're just going to draw the shoulder blades back to a neutral position. We're not going to pull back into the shoulder blades just yet. So inhale to reach up, and exhale to reach the arms towards a neutral position. Inhale, reach. Exhale back. Imagine that you're holding your head in your hands, so the space between your hands doesn't change. And back. Inhale, reach. And exhale back. Two more, reach up. And back. And the last one, reach up. And back. Before we move into our retraction, we're going to do a few head nods first. So I'm going to move into our cervical head placement, because with retraction, I want to sit upright for you to get the movement of putting your shoulder blades back. Before we do that, we're just going to do a few head nods. We keep our eyes open because this activates our core line. It switches on when our eyes are open. So we're going to just lie in a comfortable neck position. From here, we're going to do a very small nod. It's an inhale to nod the head. Imagine, so you can put your fist in between your chin and your chest. Your nod should only be as big as a small fist can fit underneath your chin, or a small plum. Not that you have a plum handy, you have your fist handy, so you can use your fist to measure. So we're going to inhale to nod the head, and you can paint the ceiling with your eyelashes as you nod. And then exhale to return your eyes up to the ceiling. And inhale, nod. Exhale up. Why do we do this? In order to switch our leg flexors on. When we do our ab work, when we lift our head up, we want to have a nice stable base for our head to lift up from. So there, our neck flexors are activated. And I want you also to have that feeling of lengthening the back of your leg. So it's almost like you're stretching the back of your leg with the nod. Inhale. Exhale to lift up. It's a very small movement. And I want you to feel how this feels. So we're just going to nod the head. Then you can lift your head up above a paper thickness from the mat. I want you to feel how heavy your head actually is. Inhale at the top and exhale to lower down. Our head weighs about 6 to 8 kilograms. So now you can imagine why we need these stabilizers for the neck flexors, to switch on before we lift our head up, because our head is quite heavy. So we're going to inhale to nod the head. Exhale to release. Inhale, nod. Exhale to release. Last one, inhale, nod. And exhale, release. Now we're going to come and sit upright. Feet and knees are bent, and feet are about a hip distance apart. Hip distance is about a fist width between your feet and your knees. And then we're just going to reach the hands out to the front. So now we're going to do that retraction that I was talking about earlier. So it's an inhale to squeeze the shoulder blades back, and an exhale to release. Because we have the mat behind us when we're lying down, this is a better way to feel the shoulder blades actually moving towards the midline of the body. So we're going to inhale, reach back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Imagine you're squeezing a big marshmallow between your shoulders, and then exhale, release back. Inhale, and exhale, return. Inhale, and exhale, return. And the last one, inhale, and exhale, return. And then we're going to take this ball. So we're going to place it between the knees. Your feet are in line with your knees. Make sure that your feet aren't in, there, or out. They should be about in line with the balls. So the ball is separating it, but your knees and your feet are always in the same line. Okay. From here, we're going to go lie down on our back again. Okay, we're going to move onto our abdominal print. So in order to start our abdominal print, we're going to lie down, inhale to nod our head, and exhale to come up and have breath lift. Check what your pelvis is doing. We're going to inhale at the top and exhale to lower down. You want to maintain that neutral pelvis because it switches on our transverse abdominis, which we need in order for the rest of the abdominals to do their job effectively. So we're going to inhale above the head, elongate the back of the neck. Exhale to lift up, hover the arms slightly above the mat. Inhale to stay and exhale to roll down all the way. Inhale, nod. Exhale, lift. Now you can squeeze the ball a little bit more, but check that you don't go into a posterior tilt or a sad dog tilt. You want to stay in that neutral pelvis. Inhale, stay and lower down. Inhale, nod, and lift. And above. Inhale, nod. So now you understand why we have to switch those neck flexors on in order for us to lift our head up safely. So as we nod our neck flexors switch on, and then our other neck muscles help us to come up into the side lift position. Inhale, exhale, lower. 3 more, inhale, nod. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stay, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, nod. Exhale, lift. We're just doing 1 more here. Inhale, squeeze the ball, and exhale, roll all the way down. Beautiful. Inhale, nod. Exhale to lift up. Inhale, stay, and lower down all the way. And we're going to turn around onto our stomach. You can just put the ball next to you for now. Hands are by your shoulders. We're going to do our breaststroke breath. So next to our body distance apart, once again, forehead resting on your mat. You're going to inhale to prepare. As you exhale, I want you to imagine you're rolling the marble forward onto your mat. So pressing up into your forearms slightly, putting the shoulder blades back and down. Inhale. And exhale to roll back down. We're going into a thoracic or upper back extension here. Inhale. Pull the shoulder blades down and back. So we have active shoulder blades. Exhale to lift. Inhale and exhale to lower down. If you feel this in your lower back, don't go up as high. So you're going to exhale to lift up there. Inhale, stay, and exhale, lower down. The part that you should be feeling is your upper back. So inhale, exhale, lift up. Inhale to stay, and lower down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, press gently into those forearms and extend the upper back. Looking slightly forward. You always want to keep your neck in line with your thoracic spine or your upper back. Inhale to stay, and exhale, roll down. Hands come next to the sides. Your shoulders are resting forward onto the mat. The first part of this movement is a shoulder blade retraction. So what we did when we were seated, we're going to inhale to pull the shoulder blades back and down. Exhale to lift up. Shift the gaze down. Inhale to stay, and exhale to lower down. Relax your shoulders forward before every movement. So inhale up. Exhale, reach your fingertips towards your ankles. Inhale, stay. Exhale, roll down. So you're in a dog's position with this one. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, stay, and lower down. Shoulder blades back. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And the last one. Inhale, shoulder blades back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stay. And roll down all the way. We'll sit back into our shell stretch. I want you to imagine that you have this ball between your stomach and your femur. So we're just flexing over the leg. You want to keep that nice rounded back. And then we're just going to breathe in here. You want to, when you're seated in this round back position, breathe into your lower back. Think you're breathing into this part of your back. So inhale. And exhale. All the way back. We're going to turn ourselves around now. And then we're just going to go into our abdominal exercises. Okay, so there's a bit of coordination to do with this. So I'm going to first do the legs, and then I'll do the arms. Stretch your ball just above your knees. We're just going to keep our head down for this first part. I want you to get the hang of what the ball is going to do. We're in an imprinted position, our knees are up in a tabletop, and then we're just going to extend the right leg out, keep the left leg bent, and bend. So it's extend and bend, extend and bend. While you're squeezing this ball, just gently, and bend, extend, and bend. Now I'm going to add something else. So this ball is going to be woven underneath the bent leg. So you're going to weave it under, back to center. Weave it under, back to center. So it's an exhale, inhale back. Exhale, inhale back. Exhale. And this extended leg only goes as far as you can maintain that imprinted position. So we're going to weave it under and over. And we can go a little bit faster now. So weave. So it's bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, and up. Keep the legs up there. And now we're just going to do a small abdominal lift. So squeeze the ball, inhale, nod the head, exhale to lift up. If this is too much, you can put your feet down and lift up here and lower down. And lift. And lower. So I'll keep my legs up, lift. And lower down. And 3. And down. And 2. And down. 1. Reach. And lower down. Now keep the legs up there. This is another bit of a challenge. So you're going to hold the ball between your elbows and your knees. So it's on top of my knees here, and the elbows are just here on top of the ball on the other side. Okay, so I want you to twist to one side, keep the ball between the opposite ankle and the opposite knee and the opposite elbow, and then bend back to center. We'll do this nice and slow so you can get the hang of it. Inhale and exhale back to center. Inhale, exhale back to center. Inhale, twist, and back. And twist, and back. And twist, and back. This is a lot of brain gym, so it might take you a while to get it, and that's okay. So hold on to the ball with your top of your elbows and the knee. Twist to the opposite side, holding the ball, and back. And twist, and back. Lower the head down, lower the feet down. And relax, just give yourself a moment. And then we're going to go into our shoulder bridge. So the ball is between your legs on this one. And we're just going to bring the heels towards the seat. Nice and close towards the seat. Hands are down by the sides, arms are facing down into the mat. We're going to inhale to prepare. You have your neutral pelvis. As you exhale, lift up, squeezing the ball between your knees. And then we're just going to do 10 slow pulses. So pulse and release. 2 and release. It's an exhale, squeeze and inhale. And inhale. And inhale. Beautiful. And 5. And release. You should feel your bum working hard. And release. And 4. And release. And 3. And release. And 2. And release. Last 1. And release. And go down all the way. You're just hinging down, not rolling down. You can hug your knees to your chest for just a little moment. And then we're going to come to a seated position. So you can slowly work yourself up towards a seated position. The ball stays between your knees. We're stretching our hands out in front of us. And now we're going to do our half roll back. So inhale to prepare, relax your shoulders. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone and roll through, attempt to roll through your lower back. Exhale. Inhale to flop over. So we're on top of our sit bones to start with, then we tuck our tail. Exhale. Inhale, dive forward. It's like a wave crashing on the beach. And over. Exhale, roll through, and inhale over. over. If you feel like you're struggling to maintain control, put the ball just behind your lower back and you'll be able to go a little bit further. So maintain, exhale back, inhale over, exhale back, inhale over, exhale back, inhale over, and 3 more, and over, and roll, 2, keeping a nice round spine, and the last one, exhale, inhale, press over, and we're going to take the ball out for this one, and roll all the way down onto our back. Okay, so the ball's not going to run away, just going to place it there, okay? So alternate legs will stretch out across the mat, make sure that you have enough space for your arms behind you to reach. And then we're just going to take this very slowly. I'm going to give you the modifications for the roll up. So if you're struggling to roll yourself up all the way, then I'll just show you how to do this in a more safe way. So we're going to inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to crawl all the way over the legs. Then inhale to roll halfway down, control the way down, and all the way up. Arms up, come overhead. Inhale to reach the fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale to lower the head. Tuck the tail. Round forward over the legs. Inhale to roll down. And exhale to complete the roll down. If you're struggling, you can bend your knees. You don't have to come up all the way to inhale. Exhale, only come as far as you feel like you can, and roll down. And inhale, reach. Exhale. Legs forward and over. If you want to challenge yourself, scoot your legs down. Inhale to reach. And exhale, try to go up this way. Inhale, roll down. Exhale, complete the roll down. I'm just going to do 2 more full ones. Inhale, reach. Exhale, flex. Round spine. It's as if you're hugging the ball here. Inhale, roll down. Exhale, complete it. The last one, inhale. Exhale, tuck the tailbone. Use your abdominals to pull you up and over. And then control the abdominals to lower you down, segment by segment by segment. Arms come by the sides. And then we're going to go into our hip circles, or one leg circles. So bend the right knee up into a tabletop. If you can, and your hamstrings are long enough, you can extend your knee up. I'm just going to keep my leg bent. And then we're just going to circle inwards towards the midline and out. The breath is inhale for half a circle, exhale to complete. 3, inhale, exhale, complete. Inhale, circle, and exhale, round. 2 more. I want you to contract this opposite glute. So now that we've lifted the right leg up into the tabletop, the left bum is squeezed here at the bottom, and you can even squeeze the heel into the mat. And then we're going to circle outwards for 5, and round, and 4, and round. You might feel like these hips are working very hard now. Inhale, circle, exhale back. Inhale, circle, exhale back, and the last one, circle round. End in the middle tabletop and lower the leg down all the way. Beautiful. Bend the left knee up, and then we're going to circle towards the midline first and circle around. So I want you can draw a dot in the middle, and then think every time you come around, you just join your dots again. Inhale, circle. Exhale back. Now we're contracting that right glute. You're imagining that you're balancing a cup of tea on this right hip. So it's not moving from side to side and back. And then we're going to go outwards for 5 and back and 4 and back and 3 and back. Good, and 4. Ooh, bad counting. And last one now. Inhale and back. Legs come down. Good job. We're going to come to a seated position and do rolling like a ball. So, because we have a ball as well, we might as well use it. You can put the ball just between your calves and your thighs. So to start off with, we're just sitting on top of those sit bones. So you can separate your bum just to feel like you're sitting completely upright in a vertical position. And then from here, we're just going to tuck the tailbone slightly, balancing on the back of the sit bones. And then you're going to round your back. You're like a little bull now. And as you round, we're going to inhale to roll back. So it's an inhale, roll back onto the shoulder blades. Exhale to come up. Inhale, roll. Exhale up. 2. And 3. Keep your head down. You don't want it to shoot back. If you feel like you have a little spot in your lower back that you are rolling through, you can put a small pillow or something just to break that little gap. Inhale, roll back, and exhale up. Be sure not to roll onto your neck, just onto the shoulder blades and back. And the last one, and back. Beautiful. Hold on. We're going to do a spinal twist with the ball. So sit with your feet about hip distance apart. So again, fist width, but the ball is squeezed towards your chest. So we're in a beautiful vertical position, sitting nice and tall. And then we're just going to twist towards the left-hand side first. So we're going to twist 1, 2, 3, back to center. We're using our obliques, so our abdominals, to twist us around an axis. So imagine there's a pole running through your head. It's an exhale, 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 back to center. And back, last one to each side. Arms are getting tired, abdominals are getting tired. It's really difficult to sit up tall and relax. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to move into our open leg rocker. We're just going to do this nice and slowly. It's almost like rolling like a ball, except now the legs are up in a tabletop position. So if I sit this way, you can see my legs are a little bit wider than, or as wide as my shoulders. Legs are bent up in a tabletop, and we balance on the back and I'll sit bones again. Again, we are extending our upper back now. So the upper back is in an extended position, and the lower back is in a bit of a tilt or C curve. Okay, so we inhale to roll back, same exact thing, except we are initiating the movement with a tucking of the tailbone. So we tuck the tailbone, roll back, exhale, come back. And so I just lost my balance, but to keep the balance, you're just going to balance on the back of your sit bones again. Inhale, roll back, exhale up. You can take your time with this. Inhale, roll, exhale up. Inhale, roll, and exhale up. It's just a nice massage of the spine. And up. 2 more. And up. Last one, inhale. And up. And we're going to turn onto our tongue. So I'm going to do the one leg kick with you, but with both legs. So it's going to be a double leg kick. You're putting the ball between your ankles. So you're going to squeeze them there between the ankles. And then we're just going to start with our forehead on, resting on our hands. So for this, we're going to pulse the legs towards the bum while squeezing this ball. So you have an innate thigh connection, and you have your hamstrings and your glutes that are going to work hard. So we're going to point our toes and flex our legs towards our bum, and then flex our feet and pull it towards the bum again. It's almost like a pulse, but it's a very slow pulse. And you feel your hamstrings are either going to cramp, mine are, or they're just going to be working quite hard. So it's a point, and a flex, and a lower all the way down. So you want to point your toes, get towards the bum, flex your feet, get towards the bum, and lengthen the legs out. And point, and flex, and lower, and point, good, and flex, perfect, and lower down, and point, and flex, point, flex, and down. We're going to do 3 more, and flex, and down, point, flex, lower, point, flex, lower, and the last one, point, and flex, and lower. And you're going to feel your bum has worked hard now, glutes have worked hard. You can take the ball out, and then you can go sit back in that shallow stretch. So nice round spine. We're not sinking into this movement, we're keeping it round. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to go into the sword. So again, we're taking our grip. Now our feet are slightly wider, and our feet are flexed, so toes are pointing towards the nose. Now we're just going to start with the ball in the same position as your spine twist. So we're sitting with the ball squeezed between the hands at the chest. Then we're just going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. So inhale, reach. Then twist to the right hand side. Flex forward over your right foot, sorry. Inhale to come up all the way, reach the ball, and then exhale back to center. So it's an inhale twist, exhale flex forward. Inhale lift up, stay twisted, and exhale back to center. Inhale twist, exhale flex forward. Inhale lift, stay twisted, and exhale back. Inhale, exhale flex forward. Inhale up and twist back. Oh, this is hard work. Abdominals are working hard, arms are working hard. Legs forward, inhale, and twist back. Last one, inhale, twist. Exhale, flex. Use your abdominals to flex forward and lift you back up. Good. And back to center. Bring the ball back to your chest. Roll your shoulders out. They were working hard now, so we're just rolling out with your shoulders. Just roll. And forward. 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to go into all fours. A bit of a change of position. All fours, ball comes in between the knees. We're going to do a few cat-cow stretches here. So hands will come directly underneath the shoulders. You can spread your fingers out nicely. So feel the grounding of your hands on the mat. All your fingers should be in the mat. And the feet can just be resting there. From here, we're going to go find that neutral position. Your gaze is slightly forward. We have a slight bend in the lower back, so there's a bit of an arch here, but our abdominals are active. So we're keeping our stomach muscles active. We inhale here to prepare. As you exhale, tap your tailbone, round the back, and relax the head forward. Then inhale, and now we're going to push up with the lower back first, rippling the back into the neutral position. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round the back, press the mat away from here. Inhale, stay. Exhale, press away. And inhale. Exhale, cool. Inhale, stay. And press up. Bottom comes back first. Now we're going to swap it around. The head comes down first now. So we're going to articulate from head to tail now. So it's first the head, shoulder blades pressing away. We ripple the back into a round back and tuck in the tailbone at the end. Then inhale to stay. Exhale to lift the head up. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Ripple the back up. And push the bum slightly back into that neutral position. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the head under first. Press up from the mat. Shoulder blades are retracted. Then you round your back, pulling the tail. Inhale, stay, exhale. Head comes up first. Keep your tailbone up. Then pull the shoulder blades down your back. Then you ripple back again. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Head comes first. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lift the head, pull the shoulder blades back and down. Articulate back up. You should feel like your bum is actually working quite hard because we're still squeezing this ball between the knees. Now we're going to tuck our toes underneath. for our push-up prep. So we're going to inhale here, or leg pull front prep, sorry. Inhale here, and as you exhale, we're going to hover our knees above the mat. 1 centimeter. Inhale to stay, exhale to lower down. You'll feel like this is very hard work. Pull your shoulder blades down and back as well. So you have a little bit more stabilization, down and back, and then also retracting slightly. So press the mat away from you. You don't want to be sinking into your shoulders. So keep them nice and round and active. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lower down. And inhale, lift. Last one, inhale, keep the shoulders up. Exhale, lift. And lower. And you can sit back just for a moment. It's very difficult. It always, the smallest, most simple looking things are usually the most difficult. Okay, and the last one, we're just going to move our knees back slightly. So you're just making your levers slightly bit longer. So move your leaves back slightly. You're not in a push-up plank position yet. You're just before that. So we're going to inhale. You have your abdominals activated. Do not let them sink in or get lazy. Inhale to repeat. Pull that up. Push away from the mat. Exhale to lift. Inhale, stay. And lower down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. And up. And lower. Keeping the abdominals engaged, keeping the shoulder blades pressed up. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stay. And power down all the way. Well done. And we're going to sit back into this. And our next exercise is going to be our side lying series. So we're going to lie down on our side. So your back is in line with the mat, the length of the mat at the back. And then the top arm is below your head. This, sorry, you can let the ball go. I'm just holding it. This hand is just supporting you in front. And then you're going to shift your feet to the front corner of the mat. So we have a bit of an angle here between the legs, or the hips and the legs. So they just shifted forward slightly. The idea of the side leg lift series is that we maintain an active underside, so an active oblique here at the underside, and the idea is that we lengthen this top leg out. So you're feeling as if someone's pulling your leg down. They're pulling it as if to make it longer. So we're stacking the hips on top of one another, and then we're just going to lift the top leg up, kick forward, inhale, inhale, point the foot and pull it back, exhale. You just kick forward as far as you can go into extension. Inhale, inhale, kick forward, exhale to kick back. Inhale, inhale, kick forward, exhale, pull back the leg. Kick, kick, and point. Inhale, inhale, and 3 more, kick and back. And 2 more, kick and back. And 1 last one. And lower the leg down to the other leg. Now we're going to bring our legs in line with our body. So we're in one long line, but you can still see your toes out in front of you slightly if you look down. Then we're going to do top leg abduction. Top leg comes up, you point the toe, flex the foot and lower it down. So it's a point, lift, flex and lower. Think length and not height. So you don't want to go up there. You just want to lift it to there and lower. And if you get that feeling of elongation through the top hip, so that as if someone is pulling your leg out, then you'll feel you can't go up as high as you could if you were lying there. So it's a point, lift, flex, and lower. Inhale and exhale down. Last one, it's hard work. And lift your leg, keep it up and circle it back for 8, 7, 6. If it's too difficult for you to keep stability in your hip, bend your front knee so it's just slightly in front of you. 3, 2, 1. Circle forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good. 2 and 1. And lower the leg down. This is very hard work. If you feel it here, then that's good. Good job. Now we're going to do staggered legs. This is the last one of the series, and we're going to turn on the other side. So we're going to point the leg up, top leg up. Bottom leg meets the top leg, and then you lower both down. You can look at me. I'm not lifting up as high. Some people tend to want to go up high, and then you lose control and focus of the muscle that we should be working, which is the glute medius muscle. Inhale, lift, exhale, meet the other leg and inhale, lift, exhale, other leg comes up. So it's a long exhale. The inhale is just for the top leg. So it's an inhale. Last one. And lower down. Ooh. Tough. Tough stuff. And now we're going to turn on to the other side. Give that side a break. So align your back to the back of the mat. Feet come forward. Hand is supporting, but you're not resting on this hand. Be sure just to have your fingertips on it. We're going to kick forward. Inhale, inhale, point back. And kick, kick, and point. Kick, kick, and point. Keep it under. So this side, your obliques are active. Your stomach muscles aren't resting. They're always switched on lightly and back. Kick, kick, and back. And 4, and back. 3, and back. 2, and back. 1, and back. And place the foot down. You are now in one long line. You can see your toes out in front of you. Top leg abduction, lift the leg, flex, and lower. So it's inhale, lift, flex, inhale. Lift. Imagine length. So you're reaching the crown of your head to the opposite side of your foot. And down. 2 more. Flex, lower, point, lift, flex, lower, point, lift, then circle back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, carry on breathing, 2, 1, and circle forward for 8, 7, good, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. Give your bum a bit of a pat. I know this is my weakest side, so I'm stalling. Okay, we're going to lift up, lift the bottom leg to the top leg, lower both down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And give yourself a bit of a hug. We're going to go sit back in this nice out stretch as we do. Perfect. We're going to do our swimming preps. So on the hands and the knees again, we're on all fours. Your elbows are softly bent, and be sure to press out from your shoulder blades. So we have that neutral pelvis position again. And then we're just going to extend the right leg out. And bend. Inhale, extend. Forward. And bend. Inhale, extend. And extend. Keeping your abdominals active. The idea is that you really keep those abs very active. And extend. And extend. We're using our bum to pull our leg back. There. And on each side. And lift. And bend. 3. Lift. Over. Bend. And 2 more. And down. Last 1. Lift. Lower. Bend. Now we're going to bring our arm and our leg up at the same time. So its opposite hand comes up with the opposite knee. Right hand, left leg comes up. And lower it down. And lower. And lift it up. And lift. And lower. Especially here, it's important for you not to sink into your abdominals. We're just going to keep those abdominals active and lower the arm and leg down again. We want to reach nice and long, think of position. So the hand reaches forward, the leg reaches back, and we pull there. Another reach, and lengthen, and lower. 2 more. Lift. This is an extremely good exercise for our spine, for our brain, because we are using cross activation, cross fattening, and lower down. And then we're just going to come up in a down stretch. So if you want to stand and do this first, you can do that. And then we're going to press our bum back and up towards the roof. If you can't keep this position, you can bend your knees softly so you can straighten your back. And then we're just going to pulse our chest towards the floor. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then you walk your hands back towards your feet. Keep your knees bent. Hold back. And exhale to roll up. Nice and slow. To standing position. We're going to do a few roll downs from here. So standing on the back of your mat. 2/3 of our weight is forward towards the mat. And then we're just going to stand softly, bend knees. Inhale to reach the crown of the head towards the roof. Exhale to lower the chest to the chest. And go down all the way. And we're just going to bounce down here. Bounce down, small bounces. And then we're just going to bounce to the left-hand side. As you bounce to the left-hand side, straighten this right leg out, getting a little bit more of a stretch in. And the hip is stretching. Bounce all the way to the middle, then to the right-hand side, and extend this leg. And the left leg. And back all the way to the middle. And bounce again to the other side. Now shift your weight towards your left hip. In other words, I'm bouncing here, but I'm pressing this hip that side. So I'm increasing the stretch here down this lateral line. And then back to the middle. Then bounce to the other side. Shift that hip to the side there. So that way, and bounce. And we're feeling the stretch down the whole shoulder blade and the lower and the back. All the way back to the middle. Inhale. And then as you exhale, curl up slowly. And we're just going to roll our shoulders out for 5 big circles. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. And forward for 5, 4, 3, good, 2, and 1. And that is it for our session. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.